Welcome you to the 150th annual commencement of Central High School. We're going to begin the ceremony today with a presentation of the colors by the Union High School JROTC, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Please remove your hats and stand. Graduates, keep your I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. I'm Dustin Gill. I'm the principal of Central High School campus. I'd like to recognize some guests that are with us here today on the platform. Mrs. Sunita Lanier, board president. Dr. Tony Baker, Vice President. Dr. Wendy Verhaeg-Falb, Treasurer. Ms. Jane M. Gietzen, Secretary. Mr. John D. O'Connor. Ms. Maureen Quinn Slade. Mr. Ronald Gorman, Executive Director. Mrs. Teresa Weatherall-Neal, Superintendent of Schools. Mr. Steve Ford, special guest. At this time, I'd also like our three valedictorians to come up onto the stage and take a seat. They are Jenna Crouch, valedictorian, Grand Rapids Montessori High School. Esmelda Teo, valedictorian, Central Traditional High School. Gabriel Orduna, valedictorian, School of Health Sciences and Technology. Mrs. Wendy Dean, teacher. And Mr. Peter Cassis, teacher. We've got two awards to present. These are the awards for the Superintendent's Advisory Council. Our first recipient of the Certificate of Appreciation for the Superintendent's Advisory Council is Joyce Johnson. See here? And Jose Roblero Perez. You can come get your certificate. For the superintendent's remarks, Teresa Weatherall Neal is a product of the Grand Rapids Public Schools. She graduated from Creston High School, Grand Rapids Community College, Grand Valley State University, and Western Michigan University. Please welcome our superintendent, Mrs. Teresa Weatherall Neal.
Good afternoon. First, I'd like to thank the students, the Board of Education members, parents, and this community for allowing me to serve in this capacity as superintendent of the Grand Rapids Public Schools. I work very closely with a group of people that I would like to ask them to stand, and those are the members of my cabinet. If you please stand. These are the people that I work very closely with as we plan the work of the district, and I thank them. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the parents, family members, friends, and staff members for all of the hard work that you do on behalf of our children. We do understand it takes a village to raise a child. On behalf of the Grand Rapids Board of Education members, myself, and my staff, we would like to congratulate the graduates. Give them a hand. Today marks a new journey in your life. I ask that you embrace change, embrace the future, embrace life. Go forward and make a difference. I want you to remember that you are a member of the Grand Rapids Public Schools. You will always be a family member to us. Carry yourself in the manner that you would do so, being a member of our family. I want you to stay true to yourself, stay true to your dreams, dream big, and move forward. Good luck.
Thank you. In 1936, Elizabeth Ann Bloomer received her high school diploma from Grand Rapids Central High School. She went on to become one of Central High's most famous graduates as the first lady to U.S. President Gerald R. Ford. Now, 76 years later, her youngest son, Stephen Ford, will speak to the class of 2012, comprised of the last graduating class of Central High School Traditional School and the first graduating class of the School of Health Sciences and Technology, including Grand Rapids Montessori High School. Mr. Stephen Ford.
First of all, it just brings a tear to my eye to think of my mom back in 1936, graduating from your high school. And I can tell you, I don't know what they taught her, but she turned out to be a good mother. I know that. She loved Grand Rapids. She loved her background here and the people that invested in her life. And I'm so grateful. I know they named the auditorium after her this last spring, and she was a great lover of the arts. She danced professionally, and so that would have made her very proud. And so I'm honored to be here with you guys here today. And I see a lot of happy parents and a lot of happy grads there. I remember when maybe you'll understand, when I graduated from high school, I'll be honest with you, my worst nightmare is my dad was gave the commencement address. He was Vice President of the United States at the time. And shortly after I graduated from high school in 1974, my dad became President of the United States. Now, all of a sudden I was 18 years old, and overnight when Dad became President, I got 10 Secret Service guys that started following me around. As you guys down there would know, that would not be the group you were hoping to hang out with at 18 years old, but that was my life back then. I was just honored to be able to be part of the White House experience, and we lived there for 2.5 years, and very proud of the job that Dad did. I want to leave you with just a couple thoughts. When my dad was born in 1913, if you look at his background and you look the situation he came from, probably a lot of you down there that are going to get your diplomas, you're not familiar with the story, but my dad's original name was not Gerald R. Ford. His original name was Leslie King. And he was born in 1913. He had a wonderful mother, but his biological father was not a nice man. He physically abused my dad's mother. The first beating was on their honeymoon night. That's the kind of home that my father started in. And thank God he had a very, very strong mother who finally, after years of this, fled in the middle of the night with my father as a young man. And they fled from Omaha, Nebraska to the Council Bluffs, Iowa, and she waited there scared to death that her husband was going to find her. And her father came down on the train from Illinois and picked her up and took her back to Illinois. And the shame was so great of a single woman with a young child, my dad, that her father had to sell his business in Illinois and they had to move to Grand Rapids, Michigan. When they landed here in Grand Rapids, Michigan, my grandmother, Dad's mom, finally gotten a divorce, no child support, no alimony. She met a man in Grace Church here in Grand Rapids, Michigan, a man named Gerald R. Ford Sr. And he married my grandmother and adopted my dad, who was just a young boy, and renamed him Gerald R. Ford Jr. And if you look at Dad's background and where he came from, you would say, wait a second, the circumstances of this young man's life, he should have never been president of the United States. But if you look at what happened to him, the people, once he got here to Grand Rapids, and that's what I want to remind you of, this community has so much to offer you. And they've done so much for you. And here was Dad as a young boy, and the right stepfather came around, and the right church pastor, and the right football coach, and the right school teacher, and the right Boy Scout leader that invested in my dad's life as a young man here in Grand Rapids and gave him the character and the integrity that he would need someday to become president of the United States. So I leave you with that thought, that I don't care what kind of family you came from, what kind of economic level, it doesn't matter. Your circumstances, your life will not be dictated by your circumstances. It will be dictated by your choices and your character. I salute all of you. Congratulations. I'm proud to stand here. My dad did hundreds of graduations here in Grand Rapids. This is my first one, and I'm honored to do it with you. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much for allowing us to be your first commencement here in Grand Rapids. And thank you for your kind words. Next, we're going to have our valedictorians come up and share some words of wisdom for our graduates as we are looking to send you guys off into bigger and better things. Our first valedictorian that's going to present today is Jenna Crouch from the Grand Rapids Montessori High School.
You know what really grinds my gears? Trying to do something without a good idea of what I want. That's what the speech has been about for like the past month. And it's pretty much the reason I haven't touched it much. Well, that and the impending doom of actually giving it, because that's pretty scary too. But really, not knowing what I was writing about was the issue. It wasn't like I could just sit down and talk about anything, right? Valedictorian speeches are supposed to be kind of inspiring. And that's been the biggest problem for me, because what can I say to inspire you? I've been the wallflower, watching and listening and rarely ever taking part. How can you inspire people you've rarely even spoken to, or never spoken to? And what about me could be inspiring? My grades? I certainly don't think so. They're just letters, right? My social life? We've already established that's kind of non-existent. And my novels? I've written a couple of those, but what do you care about them? What could I say that would be inspiring? Maybe the idea that you don't give up. I guess that could be inspiring, right? It's certainly possible. Like with the speech, I was trying to come up with anything to write about, literally anything. I thought about writing about responsibility. It was actually my first choice. I was going to talk about how sometimes you do things you don't want to because it's good for you or it's just the right thing to do. I thought about talking about fear, which is something that I know a lot about, shaking quite a bit up here. And, well, that didn't really work out very well because it just turned into a bunch of Dune quotes, and I rambled, and it wasn't good at all. And then I tried to write about how we should, as a class, try to overcome gross stereotypes about GRPS by being the best we could be. That was just really hokey, though, and really ranting, and it was just bad. It was not inspiring in any way, shape, or form. There's a quote from a manga series that I spent a good portion of the afternoon looking for and could not for the life of me find. It's from a story called Skip Beat, a story about a girl who is trying to exact revenge on a singer that broke her heart. She decides to get into show business, and after one audition, Kyoko fails and decides, okay, this isn't for me anymore. Obviously, it doesn't work. But she still feels really depressed about it, and she doesn't understand why because she's given up. There's nothing more she can do, right? The owner of the restaurant where she works, though, says that she still feels sad about it because she doesn't want to give up. She's not done with it yet. And he says that that's right because she can't say that she can't. She hasn't tried everything, but she doesn't understand what more she can do. She's lost in a maze in her mind, and she's tried going every way, but nothing makes sense. She just can't figure her way out. But she's missed something, of course. If there's no way to go through the maze, then you've got to break some walls, right? You can't give up on something until you've exhausted all possibilities, even ones that are completely unorthodox, maybe especially those ways. That's how you have to approach a lot of things in life. You keep throwing your all into it until you just can't anymore, even when you're scared it might not turn out the way you planned. I pride myself on such determination. Just ask any guy I've ever had a crush on. I may not be obvious and in their face, but I do not give up. Not until it is thrown in my face that no, it cannot work, it will not work, it does not compute. Not until every possibility has been exhausted. I hope all of you take similar approaches to life. I hope that even if you can't figure out the problem now, you know that it is solvable. Because abandoning an unsolvable equation is not only poor etiquette, it is very, very boring. Giving up is lame. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenna. Our next valedictorian is Esmelda Teo, Central High School.
Okay. First, I want to thank all family, friends, teachers, and staff for coming this memorable day of our lives, and it really means a lot for us. Thanks for dealing with our behavior, attitudes, and crazy moments throughout the good and bad times. Also for helping, pressuring, and motivating us to do great in school with our schoolwork, personal problems, and any other issues we may have had. Thanks for believing in us. Today is a day that my classmates have been waiting for, and it has taken us 4 years to graduate on this day, June 9th, 2012. Wow. Time went by fast, and it feels like it was just yesterday. And it's a great honor for me to do this speech for my fellow graduates. Back in our freshman year, I know we were all excited, scared, and curious on the first day of high school. We experienced new classes, new teachers and new friends, drama, and more responsibility. We would look up to the seniors and wish to be like them. As the time went by our sophomore and junior year, more of our friends left to another school, and the rest stayed at Central along with Montessori. We would always complain by saying, I can't wait to be a senior. Can't wait to get out, blah, 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 and yeah. Now that we got out, everyone misses high school, most of us. We got used to get up early every day to get to school, see our friends, and mess around. We made so many memories, some that will never be forgotten. And finally, we hit senior year, the last year of high school, where we kind of struggled with senioritis, but we got through it. Most of us had a job, joined a sport team, and participated to other fun activities while we went to school that kept us really busy. It's all worth because we've taken a large step into reality. Now the day has arrived, and it is time for us to go and start a new chapter in our life. Guys, before we leave, with our diploma, I want to say something. I'm going to miss all of y'all. And I wish you guys the best. Cherish each moment and follow your dreams. I love you guys. And I hope to see you all in the future. That will be awesome. I'm serious. And I'm thankful to be part of this class. We made it, 2012. Thank you.
Thank you, Esmelda. Our next valedictorian is Gabriel Orduna, School of Health Sciences and Technology.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very honored to have the chance to speak with you today. Firstly, I'd like to thank the faculty and staff for pouring their blood, sweat, and tears into educating us and helping us prepare for the road ahead. A special thanks to all the parents and guardians in attendance that have supported their children, as well as actively being there for them throughout everything that has happened over the past 4 years. More importantly, to the class of 2012. For their gift of friendship I have received that I'm very grateful for. Without it, I might not be standing up here today. It feels like it was just yesterday we were freshmen learning the ropes of high school. I remember there were fights often back then, a lot of playing around. As years passed, maturity kicked in, the fighting stopped, and academic focus initiated. This past senior year went by very smoothly. No food fights or any bullying was seen. Only with a small exception to a very small pillow fight that was held in the concourse. But this just goes to show how much we all grew up since freshman year and the right choices we made to get here today. I was never always a good student when I was younger. I never even made the honor roll during middle school, and I was a troublemaker outside of school. My parents urged me to change my ways when high school started. These changes I made were very simple, like I actually started to ask for help on my work instead of not just doing it, and stayed after school to take some quizzes over. Some adjustments are tough. All that work paid off at the end of the first trimester. I managed to get straight A's for the first time in my life, which motivate me to try even harder. I learned that small things like this can make a big impact down the road. Now that our high school career is over, we will have to make bigger adjustments. We have to remember to take it one step at a time and get into a habit of making good choices and not seeing things change for the better or for the worse. Fellow peers, I know you may have heard this before, but believing yourself is really that key to success. You have the talent, you have the skills, you have the education, and now you have the opportunity to make something out of yourselves. Don't let doubt get the best of you. Now is the time to try your best and strive for your successful future. Just follow that instinct you get every now and then, just as long as your instinct doesn't lead to bad choices such as drugs and crimes. As you get your diploma today, don't think of it as a ticket for finishing school. Think of it as a ticket to change the world around you. At the moment, it doesn't matter what the future may hold. All that really matters is that you are here today, and you need to acknowledge and celebrate that. You should look back upon your high school memories and cherish what you have accomplished so far. While in high school, I always spent time thinking about the upcoming years. But now that it's all over, I'd like to spend the rest of this ceremony enjoying this moment. As I look back at the 4 years at Central High School, I realize that time has passed us far too quickly. Congratulations, class of 2012, and thank you.
Thank you. That's a wonderful job. I think what I need is for you guys to come back next year at orientation and speak to the ninth graders, because those are some things that they need to hear as words of wisdom and advice, good for seniors also, but would really be awesome for those younger students too. A couple of comments before we get to the reason you're here, which is the diplomas. First, I would like to thank our honored guests for their attendance today and their support of our school, our staff, and everything that we do on a daily basis. I would like our teachers and our staff to stand up. The amount of time and energy that they put in to a school day, many people don't realize. Yes, school may start at 7:25 and it may get done at 2:10, but many of them are there well before school starts. They're there long after school ends, and they'll be working hard over the summer to prepare for next year, as we want Central High School to be one of the best schools around. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, staff. Everything you do really pays off. And seniors, you're not alone. I would like you guys to stand up. Now, I know you're not here alone. There's somebody in this audience that's here to see you graduate. There's somebody's here to support you. So take a moment, turn around, and give them a wave. Thank you. Thank you. Have a seat, guys. Good job. With this graduating class of 2012, we're closing one chapter, but we're opening another. We're seeing the last graduates of Central Traditional High School exit. And we're excited to see you go and see the things that you're going to do in the future. I believe there's 40 graduates from Central High School. We've also got the School of Health Sciences and Technology. In a sense, it's a new chapter. Kids are still going to graduate from Central High School. We've got 48 graduates from the School of Health Science and Technology today, and we're looking forward to seeing the things that you go on and do. Some of you participated in an EMT program where you might have an opportunity to go on and be an emergency medical technician. Some of you earned a certificate to be a certified nursing assistant. Some of you had experiences that I have never seen in a high school, doing EKGs and ultrasounds and things with needles and sharps. It's kind of scary, but it's exciting stuff. And we've also got, last but not least, our 20 graduates from Grand Rapids Montessori High School. Although this group of students may be small, their excitement and their energy and their love for learning is something that I've come to appreciate over the past year. And I look forward to seeing them go on and do some wonderful things. For all the graduates of 2012, I really just want to leave you with one thought, maybe one piece of advice as you transition from high school to college to a career or wherever you may end up. Each of you can move on from here and do amazing things in your life. I'm excited for you. I look forward to seeing what you're going to do. But my encouragement is don't be afraid to take a chance. Don't be afraid to take a tougher college course. Don't be afraid to go on and challenge yourself. I think many of you made that choice when you came to Central High School. You wanted something a little different. You wanted to challenge yourself. You wanted to do something that you could not do anywhere else. And I think that's something that you need to continue no matter what you do after you graduate today. Class of 2012, you made it. Who's going first, Ms. Dean? Going to have our 3 valedictorians rejoin their schools so they can receive their diplomas. Mrs. Dean and Mr. Cassis are going to announce the names. Thanks again for all you have done this year. Where's that little...
Will the first row please stand? Wait. Maria Acosta. Slow down. Shakina Bates. Francisco Saritos. Deja Cheney. Rachel Clay. Javon Cook. Michaela DeWitt. Guadalupe Fabian. Ismelda Teo. Edvin Mateus. Bridget Johnson. Guadalupe Hernandez. Robert Hayes. Jose Gonzalez. Jesus Gonzalez. Elijah Farrell. Tierra Campbell. Will the second row please rise? Yanni Miguel. Karen Morales. Diego Munoz. Tiffany Myers. DeMarcus Corey Putnam. Deanna Mesa. Edgar Martinez. Dominique Reed. Jennifer Rodriguez. Zainiel Sanders. Monet Cross. Shane Cooperwood. Javon Wilson. Alex Villarreal. Kaisha Trotter. Jessica Velasquez. Rubalando Ventura. Will the next row please rise? Selena Stegahais. Shayla Stegahais. Jenna Crouch. Richard Gonzalez. Darius Grady. Brittany Kibbe. Tyler Lukens. Mario Mora. Taishina Phillips.
Michael Daniel. Kevin Cortez. Alan Clark. Sergio Cano. Zaylee Beely. BB. Jasmine Alexander. Kanisha Wilson. Nicole Turek. Rochelle Sims. Will the next row please stand? Danielle Roundtree. Jalen Rucker. Isaiah Gladiness. Angelita Nunez. Shanique Johnson. Kiara Hughes. Davon Davis. Saul Garcia. Matthew Golden. Monique Griffin. Dalia Perez. Rosario Parada. Diana Ortiz. Gabriel Orduna. Kiosha Nelson. Cheyenne Nelson. Virginia Moore. Amber Montgomery. Sari Medina. Wendell Malone. Will the next row please rise? Megan Hartman. Jocelyn Jimenez. Joyce Johnson. Jabria Libet. Flor Loarca. Mariah Love. Lilia Rafael Perez. Stephanie Race. Angel Rivas. Anissa Stewart. Javen Walker. Thalia Vega. Martel Tate. Jose Roblero Perez. Diego Rodriguez. Alma Venta. Eric Lopez. Sierra Wyant. Kelly McGee. Erica Quinones. Kiera Price. Desiree Wesley. Jacquinisha Williams. Jessica Zavala.
Board President, Mrs. Lanier. Today I present to you 108 candidates for graduation. As principal of Central High School, the School of Health Science and Technology, and Grand Rapids Montessori High School, I certify that all candidates who will be receiving diplomas have met or exceeded all of the requirements as set forth by the Grand Rapids Public School Board of Education and the state of Michigan.
On behalf of the Board of Education, faculty, and staff of the Grand Rapids Public Schools, it is my honor to accept the graduating class of 2012 for Central High School, the School of Health Science and Technology, and Grand Rapids Montessori High School. And with the power invested in the Board of Education by the state of Michigan, hereby confer diplomas on each. Congratulations, graduates. You may rise, please. Nelson Mandela has a quote that says, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." You have one weapon. Now let's start changing the world. You're going to do the tassels?
Graduates, at this time, please take your tassel and move it from the right to the left. Congratulations. Please stay seated, or please stay in your spots, graduates. As we process out, the platform guests will process first, followed by the staff, and then the graduates will process out the way we practiced a couple days ago.